The British armed forces needed to be ready for war in 3 years. Currently, there is a threat from 4 countries, including Russia, according to the head of the British Armed Forces General Sir Roly Walker. Walker predicted that Russian President Vladimir Putin will be very dangerous when he emerges from the war in Ukraine and will want retribution against Western countries that support Ukrainians' defenders. This situation could arise regardless of whether Russia wins or loses. He said the point here is when you think the Russians, are down, they will come roaring back to get their vengeance. He also admitted China's invasion of Taiwan, spoke about Iran's intentions to develop nuclear weapons, and recalled the threat from North Korea. That is why I get to this point by 2027, 2028, this convergence may have reached some sort of mutual singularity and your ability to deal with them in isolation. A specific crisis that can be managed by the rules-based system, I think, is significantly diminished, Walker said. At the same time, he clarified that Britain is not on an inevitable path to war, but it urgently needs to rebuild its ability to deter future wars. US Vice President Kamala Harris, who is running for the presidency, is ahead of her rival Donald Trump in a recent poll, according to Reuters. The agency cited data from its own poll, according to which Harris is ahead of Trump. She is supported by 44% of respondents, and the former president, 42%. At the same time, both candidates had 44% support before Biden's withdrawal from the race, and at the beginning of the month, Trump was 1% ahead of Harris. According to Reuters, the results may indicate some limited movement toward the Democrats. Also, during her first campaign rally, Harris criticized her opponent. She said, "In this campaign, I promise you I will probably put my record against his, Donald Trump, any day of the week. Do we want to live in a country of freedom, compassion, and rule of law, or a country of chaos, fear, and hate?" It is important for Ukraine to maintain the momentum of joint work with the United States for just peace, according to President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky said the head of the office of the president, Andriy Yermak, spoke with Phil Gordon, the national security advisor to US Vice President Kamala Harris. It was at the vice president's level that America participated in the first peace summit. And it is important that the momentum of our joint work for a just peace does not diminish. The president emphasized that all partners of Ukraine at all levels know what the prospects are, and that a just peace can be returned as soon as possible. U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle has decided to resign. She took responsibility for the failed protection of former President Donald Trump, who was recently shot at, according to The Guardian and the White House press service. In a letter to staff, Cheatle emphasized that the mission of the Secret Service is to protect U.S. leaders and financial infrastructure. However, on July 13, when Trump was assassinated, this task was not accomplished. She said, "As your director, I take full responsibility for the security lapse." According to the official, she doesn't want calls for her resignation to distract the U.S. Secret Service staff from the great work they do every day. In light of recent events, it is with a heavy heart that I have made the difficult decision to step down as your director, Cheatle added. By the way, Cheatle has held the position of director of the U.S. Secret Service since August 2022.